And if you would, please reduce any background noise that you may have, but feel free to unmute yourself so that you can ask questions or raise some comments. Let's begin. Today, we're going to cover 4 main points, and then we'll have some time for questions. But again, please feel free to interrupt with questions if you have. We'll talk about Steve Rogers' new consulting role. We'll introduce you to David Toogood, the President and CEO of Work Services Corporation, WSC, the new Fluid Power Action Challenge kit vendor. We'll talk about the kit order process. We'll talk about the challenge scenario, and then we'll end up with more time for questions. Steve Rogers and mechanical kits. Steve Rogers is preparing for retirement. Work Services Corporation will be the new vendor. All kits and materials that are available through mechanical kits will continue to be offered through WSC, and orders will continue to be placed via the existing mechanical kits website. We'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. Steve will be supporting the NFPA and WSC to ensure a smooth transition for the entire 24-25 season. I don't think Steve's on the line quite. Yep, there he is. I see him. Hello, Steve. Congratulations, Hi. Steve. It's great to see you. You're welcome.
Thanks.
We look forward to your continued work with us and the Action Challenge. Would you like to add anything before we move on to the next slide, Steve?
I don't think so. I'm here now at WSC. We're doing the transition as this is happening, so everything's good.
Perfect. Your timing is excellent as always.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next, I'd like to introduce WSC and David Toogood. Again, Work Services Corporation is the new Fluid Power Action Challenge kit supplier. David is the president and CEO of WSC. If you're not familiar with the organization, they have an existing business structure that really supports kit fulfillment and projects like the Fluid Power Action Challenge. And there are no changes to the Action Challenge event kit materials. Welcome, David. We look forward to you and WSC supporting the Fluid Power Action Challenge. Would you like to add anything before we move on?
Yeah, just to start with, just a word of thanks to NFPA for showing confidence in us and allowing us to demonstrate to you and the larger community that we can be a good, trusted partner in delivering these kits and furthering STEM activities in school systems and helping the NFPA meet its objectives of workforce development. So it's truly an honor and a privilege to be part of this. And the more that I've learned about it and the more that I've got to know Steve and some of the other members of NFPA, the more excited me and my team have become in being involved with this. Just a brief story. We've been our shipment of inventory from Steve. We were expecting it on Monday. We were hoping for it last Thursday. And I can't tell you how many trucks drove up to this building that we thought was the package, but wasn't, only to be let down time after time. And the real shipment showed up about 3 hours ago. So everyone here is excited. We're getting the kitting floor set up. We're going through inventory. And we can't be more enthusiastic about this project than we already are. And then as Steve walked in, he whispered, "You just got your first order." So we are off to the races. Thank you.
That is great. That is great. Thank you for sharing that. That's a lot of good news. And timely news. Let's talk about the kit order process. So WSC is taking care of everything from the community event kits to the school kits to the classroom kits. All orders will continue to be placed through Mechanical Kit's limited site unless otherwise communicated. So if you go to the Mechanical Kit site, you'll see the web address that I'm circling here with my mouse. You'll order through that. Customer service can be contacted at this email. If I'm not mistaken, that email will go to Steve Rogers as well as David. David, are there any updates or?
We're through. We've done it.
Okay.
We're just changing yours. Code.
Okay.
But we're good.
Yeah, so all of this is accurate. The one thing that may take a little bit of time is being able to do an end-to-end order online without human interaction. Right now, we've got a target for the 3rd of December for you to be able to do that. So if you go to the website right now and try to place an order, it's probably not going to go through, or it'll just go in a queue and we'll pull it out manually. I don't want anyone to have to remember anything. Just try to order. If your online order doesn't go through, please just send an email or pick up the phone and give us a call, and we'll make sure we'll get that order processed. But there's just a little bit of technical issues with the online ordering on the website where you may have to pick up the phone or send an email.
David, thank you for that. Would you?
It's temporary though.
Oh, terrific. Would you mind sharing that phone number?
It's going to be on the website today. Gosh, you put me on the spot here. I will before the end of this presentation.
Fantastic. When you have a chance, if you could just drop it into the chat. Or share it live.
And like I said, by the end of the day, we should be able to update the website where the new telephone number is correct on that same website.
Terrific. Thank you. Let's talk a little bit about the challenge scenario. I suspect many people are familiar with this one, but we'll go through the highlights. The team will design and build a device that picks up containers from the start position and deposit them into one of the 3 locations, the points 1, 3, and 5. Those cylinders are represented by the pegs that most folks are familiar with. They must be moved without being dropped. The points, 1 point for position 1, 3 points for position 3, and 5 points for position 5. And per the rules, the device must sit within the footprint area. Are there any questions about the challenge highlights? There are more details that were included with the meeting invite, but I will be happy to share those again so they're handy for everyone. Now this is time for the audience to ask questions or raise any comments. Does anybody have anything to share or to ask?
I just had a quick question. I know the measurements were on the paperwork as far as the pegs, or what you're picking up and moving. We have some stuff left over from last year, so just confirming that's going to be the same size of the barrels that we're moving.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I just posted the new ordering phone number.
Thank you.
I'm sure this hasn't changed from the years prior, but are the workshop kits still good to use for this year? We have a few spare kits laying around. Just want to make sure nothing has changed.
No, nothing has changed. So you can use the kits you've got left over from last year.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I know all the ordering is still going through mechanical kits. Is all the payment, like, do we need to set up a new vendor this year on our site, or will we still remit payments the same way we have in the past for POs?
There'll be a new system online once we've sorted out the process for doing so. So as far as you're concerned, if you place an order online, it will be fulfilled by WSC, and the payment will be processed as you would expect. We've yet to discuss whether there's going to be more credit card options like Discover. And we also have to sort out how the payment is handled, because in my case, being in Canada, there were a lot more hands involved and a lot more fees involved in actual financial transactions online. But here in the US, it should be very straightforward. If you place an order by email, it will be just handled like a paper order. If you put a purchase order in, it will be handled exactly the same way. So I anticipate, although I'm not sure, but I'm sure that the payments will be not only online credit card payments, but if you need to send a check, as some of you do, because the payments are quite large, and the MSOE, for example, does a wire transfer, those details will have to be worked out at the time, because the bank accounts will be different.
Thank you. I'm from MSOE, so that's why I'm asking. I'm one of the large orders. So we it sounds like we should reach out maybe to David to get like W-9 information and get you set up as a vendor, so we're equipped to do that.
Yeah, because WSC will have to set up new W9, because I had to release a W8 Ben previously. So it will become more normal for everyone, because it'll be a W9, which is a US document, a federal document.
Perfect. Thank you.
And just a quick follow-up to that, right on the other side of this wall is our finance department. We've got 5 very qualified people that are used to running orders and merchant processing and taking payment for a number of different lines of business. So we'll have our own process that'll be a little bit different than Stephen's, but we're going to have the capacity to do what we need to do to integrate with your ordering process, especially if you're coming from an educational institution. And if you're simply a retail customer that wants to pay with a credit card, we'll have that set up online. And then also, if you need to do it by phone or by email, we can do that as well.
Any other questions? And welcome to anybody that's just joined us.
I think it goes without saying we'd all like to wish Steve a happy transition and appreciate all the work he's done over the years.
Great
Absolutely.
time. I've watched this project grow from an idea into something that's starting to have impact on students' lives. And it's been a while. I mean, I know that some of the students have become engineers and have been employed by the industry. So that's exactly what we're looking for in terms of workforce development. So it's been a pleasure, and it's been very easy dealing with everyone too. So thank you.
And we're not quite finished with Steve yet. We've got him on on a, what, an 18 or 24-month leash here to give us assistance. So he's not completely off into the sunset yet.
That's right. I'm not off the hook yet. So, you know.
This is this.
And feel free, if you have a question or a comment, please feel free to unmute yourself.
This may also be a good time to share any best practices or ask questions of each other as event hosts, if any of that has been top of mind as you prepare for the upcoming school year.
While others are thinking about best practices to discuss, on my side, our objective is, from the customer's perspective, that there's no difference today than there was for the last 5, 10, 16 years with Stephen and his operation. We want to make it as seamless as possible. Having said that, I fully expect that there's going to be a bump in the road somewhere, maybe a question that we can't answer as quickly as Stephen can. So if there's any year that you want to maybe make sure your order's in a day or two early instead of a day or two late, I'd encourage you to make that this year, just so that we can make sure that we get you your products on time and in the condition that you like. We're going to bend over backwards to make sure things are right. But if you can get your orders in early, that's probably best for everyone.
And along that line, the phone number for ordering is 940-386-1952. Again, 940-386-1952.
To respond to Carrie, who's asking how far out from the workshop should we have our orders in. I always try to say, if you can give 4 weeks notice. So if you can give us a heads up at least about how many kits you're looking for, then we can be sure those are on the shelves and ready. Oh, sorry, I moved.
That's all right.
I beg your pardon. Hi, Roy. How did it go at Komatsu last year? I'm sorry I couldn't get there.
Thank you, Steve. It went well. We ended up with 23 teams. The team that was closest to our challenge day location told us that morning they had a conflict and they couldn't make it. So we would have had 25, but we had 23 successful teams there, and everybody seems to enjoy it, and they're coming back again this year. So
that's great. Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, you do a good job.
Thank you.
There's Ryan. Hello, Ryan. Ryan is from one of the bigger projects, Triton College, and Police Engineering.
Hey guys,
Hi.
good to see you guys. Hey Steve, David, I was having some technical difficulty, so I apologize if you answered this one. And thank you, Elizabeth. That was going to be my question too, about wrangling a new W-9 to cut the check. Safe to assume, because our kits come on a skid, they're coming out of the closest US hub's going to be still New York, or where are they shipping from ultimately?
They'll be shipping from here, so they'll be shipping from Texas.
They're in Texas now. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and just give us a heads up as usual, Ryan, and we'll be away. I know you get a couple of skids usually, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Ends up
and
being a large shipments.
We have a great team of help. We got, Bill and Lisa and
Yeah.
Sean on the call, Andy.
Yeah,
So we got the Force America team, we got the Price folks, we got the WCTC folks. So we'll check each other to make sure our order's in good and early.
yeah, good,
Thank you.
good. That's great. Harry's there. She's from how far out does San Francisco here? They do the northerly one. North America. Work with Alexandria. That's what Harry's from.
I do want to be respectful of everyone's time. Are there any questions, or is this a good point to wrap up the meeting? Nothing else? Okay. All right. My contact information's on the slide.
Sorry.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh, somebody have a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say thank you so much to everyone. It's been a party to my attempts to fulfill the project in the way that it's meant to be fulfilled over the years. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Well, this covers the Fluid Power Action Challenge kickoff for this year. I will send the deck to all the attendees, so you'll see that in a PDF version. Hosts and organizers, thank you always for joining us and participating in this and continuing to support the Fluid Power Action Challenge. We couldn't do it without you. Steve, again, thank you for attending and your dedication to supporting this transition. David and team, thank you for your support. Welcome. We're excited to have you and work with you. Excited about the arrangement, the collaboration, and really look forward to the years ahead. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Haley.
Thanks, everybody.